So one thing I'm not looking forward to about this part of the presidential race is just the rampant sexism that's going to be shoved into our faces on a constant basis. And here's a USA article today. I'll discuss and then talk about Kamala Harris, Megyn Kelly, and why the sexist attacks are so dangerous. Last week, former Fox News host Megyn Kelly accused Vice President Kamala Harris of sleeping her way into politics. Meanwhile, conservative commentator Ben Shapiro recently shared a nearly identical sentiment, and a Fox Business guest in early June referred to her as the original Hawk-Twa girl, spurring backlash. Perhaps what's most surprising about these sex-focused comments is that they are not really that surprising at all. Circumstances change, but it always comes down to the virgin whore trope, said Juliet A. Williams, a professor of gender studies at UCLA and contributing co-editor of Published Affairs, Politics in the Age of Sex Scandals. It wasn't a matter of if the attacks on Harris would turn sexist, but a question of when. The higher the political stakes, unfortunately, the lower people will sink in order to invalidate a candidate who is a woman, says Williams, who holds a doctorate in government. Yet sexist comments about any women in politics are deeply harmful, not only to the individuals targeted, but to society as a whole. Women's and gender studies experts say these comments perpetuate negative stereotypes, discourage young women from pursuing leadership roles, and have a measurable impact on young men, too. The post-feminism attitude can be harmful for perpetuating sexism, Williams warns. It says sexism is over, so why are women getting all this advantage with DEI? Why are women complaining about these things being so hard for them? She explains that mentality leaves us confused in moments like these, and we are reminded that whatever achievements have been made, hard-won as they have been, sexism is alive, well, and kicking. When it is suggested that a woman exchanges sex for political favors, people start to rehash obsolete belief systems, such as using vocabulary that leans into purity culture, according to Williams. Plus, there is generally a notable backlash among strong women in power, driven by the centuries-old tale that women are usurping power from men. This is just going to be like this is going to be as painful as like back in the day when Obama was president, running and during. And there was just so much blatant racism. It was painful. Like you could cut it with a knife, right? People forget that, just how amazing it was. Like just the stuff that people come up with and stuff that people they try on you. I mean, a mixed man in the White House. Okay, let's bring up all the old racist tropes against him and Michelle Obama and all the rest. And I mean, now it's going to be racist and sexist tropes against Kamala Harris. And it's so painful to see. It really breaks your heart because it feels like these prejudices never go away. They're always there waiting for something to trigger them. And now Kamala Harris running has triggered them. I mean, I'm hoping that many people will see through the right's sexist attacks against her and not take them very seriously. I think Kamala does have a very good chance of being the first woman president and the first Indian president. And the first Jamaican president, I think. So she has a good chance, and she went from being not super popular to being very popular. I mean, I suppose it helps when you have Joe Biden as to compare yourself to. And most people look better than Joe Biden. But yeah, I mean, I hope. I'm assuming Kamala Harris has a thick skin, so I'm not so much worried about her. But I mean, I am worried just about the level at which our society is operating at, which again is just stooping down to throwing disgusting misogynistic tropes at people. Because being a woman is hard. I'm sorry. I know I'll trigger, the stupid right-wing, YouTubers, whining about how actually men have it hard. No, it is hard being a woman. I'm sorry. You, doesn't mean we haven't made progress. We have made progress. The fact that a woman is a front runner in a presidential race, that's progress. But like, doesn't mean sexism has disappeared. It hasn't. It's still in the background, and women still have to face harassment, assault, just discrimination. I mean, all kinds of things. And again, it's sad to see how low people will go. It's sad to see how low people will go. There's nothing too low for attacking your political enemies. It seems, and even again, I mean, even the race thing, like Trump is like claimed she's not really black, right? He said in some interview or something, he was like, "Oh, I actually didn't know she was black until recently. She just decided one day to be black." It's like, oh my God, shut up! You're a bastard. You're all bastards. Like, you're all terrible, terrible, terrible people. Get over yourselves. Like, I'm sorry if you can't handle a woman, in a leadership position, but like, that's your problem. That has nothing to do with the women involved. That is totally on you. And you need to sort yourselves out and get over these delusions and illusions of purity culture and weak women and loose women getting ahead and all this bullshit.